Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to this video, which is a 7 days of color challenge. This was a project that was started in the Pantastic Ladies Collab group over on Facebook by a creator named Erin Manning. I will link that group below. As always, basically the challenge was for 7 days we were going to create looks, for me specifically eye looks, that went along with the colors of the rainbow. The colors in order are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, pink or indigo, and purple. And you can see that I have my purple look on today. This video I decided to go ahead and include some demos for each of the looks just for fun, so you can see a little bit of how I built the look as well as which palettes that I used for each look. This challenge really caused me to swatch all of the eyeshadows that I had in each color group, and it was really eye-opening to me as to how many of each color shade I actually have in my collection. But I do love colors, and I'm very attracted to and inspired by colorful palettes, so they're always kind of a knee-jerk reaction to me that I want to purchase all the colorful palettes that are coming out currently. But I've kind of proved to myself that most of the time I really don't need those new palettes. I have plenty in each color family to sort of suffice my needs. The other thing that I want to talk about in this video after we check out the demos will be this palette that I actually used a whole lot this week. I thought that this challenge over on Facebook would be the perfect time to break out this Take Me Back to Brazil palette. But I thought this would be a good chance to really dive into this palette, and as well as give you my thoughts and feelings on this palette now that I've been using it pretty much every day for a whole week, as well as, you know, for some other projects. I hope that you will enjoy the demos. I did get each one down to about 90 seconds for each color, so it wouldn't be too terribly long for you. So let's go ahead and get into the demos, and then we'll come back and talk about the BH palette. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed those demos. Like I said, it was really good for me. It gave me an excuse to wear color in my everyday life. Not that I need an excuse. Also, I don't know if you guys tend to do this as much as I do, but I tend to try to stay into 1 or 2 palettes when I'm doing a look each day, and that's kind of silly in my opinion for me, because I do have a nice collection of eyeshadows that are that much more versatile when paired with other palettes. This is the BH Take Me Back to Brazil palette. It is a sequel palette to the Take Me to Brazil palette. It is $16 on the Ulta website. You do get 35 colors in here, but you also get this shade and this shade, which are what they call transformer shades. I will say the transformer shades in this are a wee bit chalky, but not at all unworkable in my opinion. They don't swatch the best, but here's the greenish shade and here is the warmer shade. I think it leans yellow, pink, orange, something in there. So those are not my favorite shades in the palette. However, I do think they work nicely as a face highlighter. There are all 3 matte, satin, and shimmer shades in here. You can see up here, these are all shimmer shades, and then the satin and mattes are mixed throughout. I feel like you have a nice gradient of each color. I love this. Not every color performs the same. I'm not going to tell you that this is a perfect palette, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into just a few swatches, and I'm going to swatch live for you a few of my favorite shades. So here we go. I'm going to show you a few swatches here, and then I'll show you what colors they are. There's this nice bright pink here. We've got a warm or red-based purple. Here is an iridescent blue shade, which actually I would say is absolutely a dupe in color and tone for the blue in the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'll put on the screen the name of it. And then here we have a nice shimmer green or metallic green shade, and you know I like my green. So the shades that I swatched for you here was this pink right here. This is that red based purple that I was talking about. Here's that blue that I am calling a dupe for the Jaclyn Hill shade. And then here is the metallic green that I swatched for you here. The thing that I like about these, and hopefully you can see from the swatch a little bit, I mean, this is one swipe, but this one and this one, the purple and the blue, I did have to build up a little bit. And that's what I like about these shadows. They aren't so pigmented that you can't go in and do a nice blended everyday look if color is a part of your everyday. Sorry, the glare is real and it bugs me. So that's the thing though. I like shadows that are buildable, and these are absolutely buildable. There's some variation in the pigment, but overall they're nicely pigmented. But otherwise, the ones that really didn't show up overly well was this, whoa, the glare, is this pink, the lightest pink right here, as well as this very light, I call like limoncello yellow. The rest of the yellows are very pigmented, as are the rest of the pinks, but there's nothing wrong with using these shades, the yellow and the pink, to set down your primer if you want to. You know, they would work really well for that depending on what kind of a look you were creating. I really think if you're looking for a colorful palette, this is a good one. It's not very expensive at $16, especially if you use points at Ulta or a coupon. I actually duped the Huda Beauty'Electric Obsessions palette solely out of this palette, as well as 2 shades out of the Jaclyn Hill palette, but in all honesty, I could have duped it entirely out of this palette. So I'll put that picture right here for you. So as you can see, you can absolutely dupe out some bright colored palettes with this very inexpensive palette. That was not my idea. The Huda Beauty'Electric Obsessions dupe, Amanda D and Jessica Lee here on YouTube, who are the leaders of the Pantastic Ladies over on Facebook, have a series called Clone Wars. I will link their videos below for their most current episode, where they both duped out the Huda Beauty'Electric Obsessions palette from their own collections, and they inspired me to try and do that from my collection. So I absolutely was able to, which was great because now I can check that off of my wish list. I've definitely, like I said at the beginning of this video, attracted to bright colored palettes, but that does not mean that I need to go out and buy all of them when I have this palette as well as other palettes that have bright shades in there that are very similar and certainly would translate the same on the eyes as the Huda Beauty version. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed this challenge over on Facebook. Again, I learned a lot and learned which palettes of mine really pair well together, as well as just learning to shop my stash and to go bold or go home, as I did in almost every day this week. And that's it. I hope all of your makeup days are beautiful makeup days, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!